Where's Jeff anyway? What up, PH? What up, Peter? It's in here, isn't it? Hey, Jeff. Hey, what's up, buddy? Long time no see. Yeah, John. Smash that like, everyone. That's Jeff. Long time no see, Jeff. Still got your job, I see. What's up? A whole year I was restrained from exercising my rights in this building. Hope your insurance covered it. It was dismissed last week. Sorry about that, everyone. Yes, I knew.
Thank you. I don't.
What a Boston.
But I want that. I want the phone number for that.
You guys had the agenda on hand? Awesome. Am I required to sign in? Charlestown Selectboard. 5 p.m. call to order. Police and Communication Dispatch 23 budget. EMS 23 budget. They should probably reconsider the 2023 budget. Yeah, don't assault me this time. You said you had a hotspot? Mm-hmm. All right, give me a sec, guys. Hold on. Public input. This is a 2023 budget, right, for the police and dispatch?
Correct.
All right, I would probably reconsider your budget for next year. For my case that just got dismissed, maybe going forward with civil litigation. I just want to aware this town of that. So because of that, I would probably highly reconsider that and look into your budget a little bit more at this point. The other thing is, I talked to Officer Chief Connair earlier today about the case. I know you guys are well aware about the whole case being dismissed. You know, you guys should be a little on edge because of it. The actions of Chief Connair, he did apologize to me earlier today, which I do give him credit for that. He did own up to his mistakes that he made, understands that we do have rights and we do have a right to redress our government. The only concern I have is moving forward with this town and the police chief. I don't know if it could be trusted. I've heard a lot of different things over the last year from several different people in this town. You may want to look into that also. And then your other thing with Jeremy Wood, I was told that there was going to be a policy revisit for the 91A request. Seems to be a little conflicted with email correspondences and getting those records back to the general public through email. I had a tough time. I actually waited almost a month and a half for a record from August, I think 16th or so. I just got them today. So that's not really, it's not readily, a good timing of public records. If I got them through email and I didn't have to buy an SD card and bring it over because of your policy, I had to give up my name, I had to give up my address for a mailing. People out of state are trying also to get records and they cannot do so because of your policy. And then the other thing is police vehicles need to be looked into also for driving out of their jurisdiction, off duty, in uniform, on the clock. I have video proof of that. I'm going to be filing a complaint with the town on that behalf too, with Lieutenant Graham. Video is going to be coming up pretty soon. I have all records pertaining to that. On the clock, out of town, at church for over an hour. Call of service is all out of whack. Seems like it's,
Can you
go ahead.
Can you just go back to the what was the last policy with the driving?
There needs to be a policy with the police vehicles and bringing them home, driving them out of the jurisdiction without being on call, using them for private use, personal use, going to the gym in Claremont, stuff like that. It's wasted tax money, gas, mileage, wear and tear. There's a lot of money going into that when it shouldn't be.
Are you a
Going-
taxpayer here?
That doesn't matter, ma'am.
I'm just asking.
I don't answer that question. I'm not going to answer that question.
Oh, thank you.
I don't need to be a taxpayer to come to this meeting and speak. I'm speaking on behalf of Charlestown, New Hampshire residents that are concerned with these things.
Okay.
Last quick thing, the policy with the police vehicles.
Yep.
Like I said, I've caught Lieutenant Graham over at the church back in August, on duty. I pulled the records. I'll prove it to you guys on a video in the next couple days. The record shows that he was in Charlestown at a certain time and not Claremont when his vehicle was specifically parked at the church for over an hour at church, inside the church, on duty. He clocked in at 6, left at 6, but he was in Claremont at the church for over an hour at 7:45 to 8:30 in the morning. It's all documented. It's all videoed. It's all recorded. I can't lie about it. I pulled all the records. I've caught him over at McDonald's in Claremont on duty. I've caught him at the community center in Claremont on duty several times. And I brought that to the chief's attention. And I don't feel as if it's going to go anywhere with him at this point because I continuously see it. So I think that's all I have to say right now.
Okay.
I appreciate you giving me this opportunity. I wish I could have came here sooner throughout the year. As we know, I had illegal bail conditions stated, which we'll get to at another date. So,
Okay.
thank you. Appreciate it. Chief Connors.
Chief, you're up. All right, ready? Budget time.
Yes. Where do you guys want to start?
Do we even have a copy of it?
It's in the packet, I just. One that is right across. I'll just start from the top, Chief.
Do you want to do like capital outlays or just operating?
We'll start with operating, and then we'll
do capital outlay,
Okay.
and then we'll move on to communications, so operating capital outlay.
Got it. Do you want me to start at line? Do you want me to start at the lines after, dental insurance?
Yeah.
30 and on?
Yeah, start software support.
So the software support, is level funded. I think do you want me to go down to any line that I hadn't level funded?
Yeah,
So I cut $100 out of journals and subscriptions. Level funded, let's see here. So I level funded, everything until you get down to line 691, and that's the $10,000 that I'm requesting for the task force contribution.
before you go.
Yep.
Let's go back to ammo.
Ammo,
Is this your multiple? Cause I know like every couple of years you have a multiple range time.
we do, so we have to do the regular range.
Yep.
We also have to do the, low light shoot. So we do the low light shoot after the time change,
Yep.
so that we don't, we're not too late out there with noise. And hopefully I can send 2 people to the academy. So there is we did order ammo that hasn't been delivered yet, and they don't bill us until it's delivered. So we're still having a hard time getting our hands on it.
I know the price is going up,
It is going up.
and so last year, 5,000, which.
Right,
and
so I wanted to cut that because we did receive a lot of that.
Okay.
And I still have some that's on back order, that we asked them to bill it, to send us a bill so we could get that paid.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that. you have-
No, we do, I don't know when the next shipment's gonna come in, but it is hard to get our hands on the ammo.
Okay,
Not as hard as the 9mm ammo right now, but, we're still, we're still working on that, trying to get our hands on it. But that line, where am I back at? I just lost my place.
You're at drug task.
Yeah, so I mean, I asked for it again, I know that it was always up for debate. It would go towards, contributing towards, a position that the sheriff's office has. One of the things that I'd like to do is if we contribute, we have some stakes in the game where we can maybe leverage them to help us out a little bit more on this side of the county. I know that's usually one that the finance committee likes to chop as well. Something to think about, I have it on there so we can discuss it.
Did
I
you-
also, Sheriff Simons will come in here and talk to you guys throughout the budget process about what the exact, so I've asked him in the past, and he said that he'd be up for it, if he came in, he might be able to come to like a joint, select board, finance committee meeting and talk to that line specifically. I thought it'd be beneficial for everybody to hear it right from the person that would manage that part of the budget.
You did get the memo for the fuel prices,
I didn't,
for the state prices,
the state pricing happened.
they're going with.
So we may wanna look into, years ago, we were getting gas cheaper at Jiffy Mart, and we had we had a credit card that was it's like a fleet card, and there is, I don't know if that's something that we wanna look into again townwide. If the state's gas, so we were doing.
They're doing market pricing,
They are?
Yeah. so whatever it is, it's gonna be the same.
Yeah. Where's my fuel? And right now, I'm right on target with my fuel budget
Okay.
for this year. These are today, right, Diane? These numbers are today? So I'm right on par with what I should be spending. But if they're going up from they were this year, then we might have to revisit that.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up. It's something that we're gonna have to figure out, basically, whatever amount of gallons that you used this year and last year, kind of average them and whatever today's market price is.
Right. And I still would hope, I'd love to be at full staff too, which would be even more patrol, but we can certainly,
Just sort of a little
yeah,
closer.
I mean.
I mean, we'll end up going through this one more time anyhow,
No,
but
no, yeah, but if we can trim it, or,
I'm not trying to trim it, I just need.
no, if I can trim somewhere else, I wanna stay, the goal is the level, you know what I mean?
Right, I just want everybody to be aware of that way.
Okay. The shock and awe of the fuel prices.
Yeah. PD contracts. That's all.
It's the same, it's level funded. I don't anticipate our contracts, that's like, when I talk about contracts, that's like with the IMC, the records management, the Axon cameras. We still have another year on that contract, so that wouldn't change.
Have you not done anything in for this year yet?
I'm sorry, no, that one's funny where they typically like bill us at the end of the year for that. So that's the one that always shows zeros, like up until December, and then we end up paying out. They did the same thing to us last year. There's a couple of big bills in that one, being like the dispatch software and the records management. It's separate from the software support. Software support is what we have with, Charlestown Technologies and whatnot. So that's kind of separate from that. I know that when I explain it, as far as the software support goes, people are like, well, why isn't your IMC software part of software support? I just have it separated out because it runs more than that. And we split the cost between that and dispatch. So if you look at the dispatch line, it should be the same. Who gets that part?
So, special detail.
So special details, so we have two detail lines. We have the special details where like,
I'm looking at the reimbursable.
okay, so the reimbursable one, I do not anticipate the amount of details that we had this year. In us doing like the water project up there, I don't have any detail like that on the horizon. But I wanted to put that 10,000 in instead of 6,000, just because Walpole seems to be calling us more, Claremont calls us more for help with details. And it is good income for the town. I think the last time I checked, we paid out this year that 5,700, but we're well over, oh man, we're like around maybe 80,000 coming in. I'm sorry? I think it was about 80,000 the last report I got from Patty.
about the school app? Do we just do that for free?
No, we do details for the school too, so like last Friday night was homecoming.
Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah, well, I was on the sideline of the football game, but
Yeah.
one of my officers was up there. So what we do is we build a school district, we build a school district, utility.
Alright, let's go to,
So the next time that we come together to talk about the budget, can you get a rough estimate of what you're bringing in for revenue on that?
So as of September 28th, it's
Is he late?
68,871.
That's not accurate.
20 minutes late.
It's not?
No, because the last report I got from Patty was up around 80,000
The total department is 76,311.
for.
Your total department.
Oh, so when we did you get that email that I sent about the audit I had from the highway safety?
Comes in 20 minutes late.
Okay, so when I did the highway safety grants, and we were paying out on a certain price, there's some stuff that Kelly's working on, getting those numbers fixed to reflect the actual number that has been brought into our reimbursable. Because all of those highway safety details that we did, which should have been stuff that showed the reimbursed money coming in as well. And then, you know, the stuff from SUR construction, the stuff from Liberty Utilities, and stuff like that, it was definitely higher than the 67,000. I knew it was more than a 10,000 in the black, and it was closer to like 40,000 in the black. Details. I also have, on our end, I can run a report from Jen, and Jen can run a report of all the stuff that's filled out for this year as well. I can get that tomorrow. She wasn't in today.
All right, thank you.
Sure, so, as of, as Diane said, as of October 4th, the police department revenue was 76,000. That was as of the 4th.
October 4th?
Oh, so yours was in September, Diane? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was September 28th.
Okay. That's probably accurate for that day. That would make sense.
Alright, is there any more questions on the police operating budget before we go to police capital outlay? Okay.
You want to go to police capital outlay?
Yep. And then we'll come back and do some communications.
So the vehicle, budgeted for 44,000, is projected to be more than last year's now. That's not the cost of the cruiser, that's the cost of we figured a trade-in as well. So we'll be trading in our oldest vehicle and then getting that one. Now, we're still waiting on the 2022 order. Where they still haven't given me a date and time when that's gonna be delivered. The cruiser that we're supposed to be replacing one of the sedans with. We skipped last year, so we're in a little bit, you know, we're definitely behind the year with the vehicle. I wanted to get that again. I do have officers that are up this year. There's an expiration on them. They're good for 5 years. I also put in for the police computer system. So there's 2 computer lines that you're gonna see. There's, so one of these is supposed to be the 690 line. That should be 5,500. Does it show like 18.5 on yours? So that should be the 5,500, and that's some of the internal computers. dispatch, the mobile switch that we use to run the computer. There's a computer that runs as a hub for the computers that are out on the road.
Yep.
And then, there's a couple of the towers that needed to replace. This was a recommendation from Greg at Charlestown. He wrote up like a proposal for 2022, and that was the cost of it. And the other one is the MDT, the mobile data terminals. So those are approximately 9 years old now, and they're at the end of their life. They're the in-car computers. Now, that's the budgeted number, that's the quote I got to replace them. However, I'm also applying for a grant through highway safety that would hopefully cover half that cost. But I budgeted for the full amount. I can't guarantee that I get the grant.
Right. Okay.
Do you have the detail for any of this written down, so that we can get like a handout, like how many mobile data terminals, is it? one
Four,
every
it's
vehicle?
four. Yeah, it's four. And
How
I do
many
have,
bulletproof vests, all that stuff, just the detail?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I do. So, well, the bulletproof vests, yeah, the costs went way up, trying to order less.
Well, how many are supposed to be changed out this year?
3 of them are supposed to be changed out this year, but I also have money budgeted in there for one to purchase for potentially a new employee.
Yeah.
So I'm careful, because I saw myself getting boxed in before where I go to the finance committee and, I have things budgeted for like that 6th and 7th position, and then I don't fill them. I know the questions from everybody are gonna be is, well, you have all that unspent money. It's because I didn't fill those positions.
Right.
Trying, but that's part of it, is the vest, the ammo. We have to send them with 1,200 rounds to the academy. Get somebody certified. But the best portion, I can definitely break down the quotes from our vendor and bring that in for you guys.
So forgive me for coming in late. The salaries lines, they represent the 6th and 7th positions,
They do.
Okay.
They do. So last year, in the significant increase on those, is because last year I froze the 2 positions, and I only budgeted for one of so the 6th position per se, I budgeted for, I believe it was 6 months out of the year, and then the 7th position, I only budgeted November, December. And then this year, they're budgeted for January on.
Okay.
So, communications?
Yep.
So same thing, that software support down at 330 line, that's, the 330 line is split 50/50 with the police budget. So when we pulled out the communications out of the police budget, there was certain things that both departments needed, and software support was one of them. Telephone fax, we level funded, we don't think we see any increases. I also wanted to get with Kelly, since we did the switch over to consolidated, are we looking at more of a savings? Because like this year so far, we've spent about $1,100 less than what I have budgeted.
I think
Patty's working on that.
I think,
So that's a number that I can look at, I'd like to look at and get down. The dispatch tower level funded, now that bill hasn't come in yet, that's the, we pay for the Ascutney Tower out of that.
Yep.
Subscription journals kept the same. We have a bill from our, I forget the acronym, but it's basically the International Association of Dispatch or Communication Specialists, that comes under that. Office supplies, I cut by 400 because, we used less this past year, and I'm hoping to keep it that way. Office equipment, because I cut that by, I cut that by 1,000 because, if I were to get that capital outlay approved, I would probably not have to spend much, that, you know what I mean, like that line is there for stuff to be replaced throughout the year. And if we get that plan that Greg says, then I wouldn't need as much. Trade seminar was funded, not that I couldn't afford, I couldn't get anybody being short-staffed in dispatch for most of the year too. We couldn't get that out there. We couldn't get anybody to the trades, the trade seminar conferences. Level funded. Communications. Radio communications level funded. Contracts. So everything else is essentially level funded. So I guess the 5,500 that's in capital outlay could probably be split up between the two departments. Or, I mean, does it matter? That would be the question for you guys. Does it matter that it's just listed under the PD budget? Or do you want it under the, do you want some of that under because two of the main computers would be the dispatch center. So we could certainly split that out.
I'd like to see it split out.
Yeah, the finance committee will probably want it so they can.
So I'll go through Greg's quote and make sure that that's split out to reflect. So it'd just be like capital outlay police computer printer, and then it'd be capital outlay dispatch computer, and it will reflect exactly what goes where.
Questions for Chief?
Well, thank you, Chief.
Mark's here. Good. All right.
We'll take the next, Chief.
Good.
Thanks. Thank you.
Let's hope we can make it.
That's today's tally.
So,
Yes.
when it says ambulance here, can we take all the big lines out and just leave the ones that actually need something?
Yes.
No. We only use one of the lines.
Yes. There's that one.
Thank you.
I'll work on that.
Why don't we take that one line out and just get rid of the whole section?
Well, I was thinking that perhaps we could take that one line that's under ambulance and put it under EMS. And then we can get rid of the whole ambulance section. Go ahead, Charlie. I know you want to say something.
Oh, I'm not so sure that's a good idea. For ambulance, it shows the voters that this is what we're paying for our ambulance services. So that's what, 70,125, if you stick that line item over in EMS? My fear would be then the voters are looking at EMS, like Charlestown EMS having 70,125. Whereas it's a contract, so I think we should maybe keep it separate, not. Or is the EMS line part of this? Like, what's this $10,000 under EMS? Like, where does that go? There's $10,000 or $1,000.
I was a little lost for
I
a second
know,
on that,
I
sorry.
apologize.
No, that's
There's $1,000 budgeted under EMS. Why?
That's basically the supplies that we need for the rest disposable, basically my blood pressure cuff or anything like that, that comes under there. And another thing that was actually slated for Shelley is if anybody on the department wants Hep B shots, that comes under there as well.
All right, that's fine.
See, so I'm not advocating what you're saying about putting the Golden Cross, contract in there, but
I think Shelley's comment about keeping the Golden Cross payment separate,
Exactly.
but maybe that $1,000 can go into fire department, because that's how we think of it anyway, and how it operates.
I don't know, I like it separated,
Okay.
but I agree with Shelley on the other two.
If memory serves, we might give him $1,000 just in there to keep that,
I think so.
just to show.
Yeah.
And because we thought maybe there would be some miscellaneous expense, but it's done now, EMS is gone.
Ambulance is gone.
Right, but the EMS, isn't that the emergency services department that we were working on creating like the fire and rescue, or is that all, we're just into one?
Right, on. Yeah,
This is a whole new budget line that was just created last year, the 4216. The year before, it's fairly new.
Yeah.
Maybe we just circle back to that.
Sounds good.
Well, yeah, I think the idea was, when I first joined the board, we were going to try to have more of an EMS type of presence. The problem with that is that we're paying 70,125 for an ambulance service, and what the vision was for EMS was getting rather pricey. And we can't say to the voters, here, we saved you money here, but we're actually gonna spend more money, because now we're gonna have kind of double the service, not really, but, so,
And if we didn't want to take that $1,000 and put it into fire, then I'd argue take the stuff that's currently in fire and EMS related and bring it up into EMS. We want those
Let's get back to
kits
taxpayers.
to treat infants, that should be in EMS. Everything else that's not fire related should be in EMS, or just merge it all. Or we just table it, I'm okay with tabling it.
Well,
This
maybe
really
they-
isn't gonna be my budget.
maybe we can discuss it more. Maybe not change anything this year, but discuss it more, because, I mean, that's gonna require Diane to really play around with lines and moving stuff, and we're in the middle of budget season, like, right now, and I don't want her smacking her head off the computer because she can't get the lines all straight. I mean that in the best possible manner, but
Making notes.
I would like to see Golden Cross stay in its own little area.
It's just more, it's just not an issue. Just have an ambulance line, it says 70,000.
No, I don't think so at all.
So just for discussion purposes, we can have services and that, the other stuff. They're gonna get now to like process with some of the things on fire. Keep that separate.
Yeah, we'll table that, we'll come back later date after the new fiscal year, so we can straighten that out. All right, Mark.
Okay. So we'll go right to the fire.
Moving down the line, I didn't touch the salaries, I was told that we were gonna discuss that right now anyway. The part-time salaries, I had 48.5 last year, I'm asking for 62 because our call volume is up more than we even expected.
Where are you?
Line 4220, 10-120.
Say that again? Say why it's increasing by 13,500?
We're not even done with the year yet, and I'm getting close to that 48. And we still have basically 3 months left, and our call volume is going up because of the rescue. So right now, we're at, what was the last number, Sean, 280? 287, and we're,
13,500 is an awful lot of money. And it goes to the point of us already paying for an ambulance service. So, and you're only going out on Alpha Deltas?
Delta, Echo, and certain others, Charlie level stuff.
Severe ones.
So when you calculated that 62,000, how did you do it? Did you just take like
We
the
took-
last month and
No, we took-
multiply it by 3 times?
We took an average for this year so far. Okay, divided it out. We allowed ourselves 4 crew members on each call for EMS.
Yep.
And that's how we figured that.
So you actually estimated number of people, hours.
Right.
And extended it
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Because I just took the 40,605 divided by 9, figuring we're a little bit behind. That 40,000 is through the end of September. And divided by 9, multiply by 12, 54,000. But that wouldn't take into account the fact that it's increased lately.
Yes.
Your method's even more precise, sorry. I like your method.
Could you, the next time we meet, could you break your calls down? How many are actually
Yes.
fire calls, how many are actually medical calls?
Right.
And then, if you could, if it's not too much, could you break down your medical calls? How many are alpha, how many are? And if you can't, that's fine.
I'm not sure if the other I can do, Shelley, no problem, because I can print a report off of our reporting system that breaks down all my fire calls, how many accidents, how many, trees on wires, all that is broken down for us. I'm not sure the capabilities of that program for the medical, which I'll try and see what I can do.
If I could at least get the fire calls separated from the medical calls.
Right now, we try to limit it to, like I say, 4 people. There are cases where you get more because if somebody is on their way in and they're going direct and they don't respond in on active 911, which is our alarm system, we might end up with 5, but it's, for the most part, most calls is only 2 or 3 guys that go. But you don't know. We don't limit any fire calls. That's why we have two paging systems. If the medical pager goes off, they're supposed to look at and see who's coming. If that fire tone goes off, they come in. I don't care what it is.
Is it possible, if somebody had the time and inclination, to figure out exactly how much a call costed? Like, the guys have to submit hours, I think.
Yes,
Do those hours get recorded in the payroll system so that you could?
yes, yes, they do.
Okay.
We sit down.
So you could do what they asked, if you could break the calls out into Delta, Echo, whatever. You could also stick a value on it.
We could, yeah.
Okay.
And I did follow up with your question, Shelley. To this date, nobody has been paid on my department from Dale for any Charlestown call.
Oh, that's for the non-club, yeah, well.
No, I'm just saying, I did follow up on that, so. Okay, going down through, and we kind of kept it as best we could. The fire warden call, line 122, we kept that at the 2,000 mark.
Which, where?
Line one,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem, a question until computer support.
Yeah, I don't have a question until computer support.
okay, now you're way ahead of me. Okay. 3:30?
Yeah.
Okay, we're still working on the same computer that we've had for 9 years in dispatch, and it tends to slow down, it freezes up on us.
So how many computers do you need?
Well, we need one, we need two minimum, because of the fact that, the one that we actually do our dispatching reporting off of, Shelley, that's hooked directly to the PD's main server. Okay, then our other one that we're allowed to use for looking up stuff and whatnot, that is the one we bought probably a year and a half, 2 years ago for the department. For the workings of the department itself, not the reporting. That's hooked to our internet in the firehouse. And the third one that we have in there is Charlie's emergency management, that none of my guys are allowed to touch.
So only one computer is being replaced, then the rest would all be other office.
Right.
items.
Right.
And then, everything looks level funded until vehicle repair.
Yes, that's one I wanted to talk to about tonight. The vehicle repair, that, we had 6,500 in there. Every other year, we've always gotten a PO for 4,000 to do the truck inspections with. This year here, the truck inspections went even over the 4. Plus, all the other repairs that we've done all year long to the trucks. You know, it adds up. That's why I was thinking possibly about talking to you tonight about putting another line in the budget for 4,000 just for the inspections to cover that. Because it's just not there. I mean, you see where we are now with the vehicle repair, what we've spent. We're already over budget, and I just handed in, like I say, about $4,000 worth of inspections.
There's nobody here.
Mark, is that, that's every other year.
No, it's every year, every September.
Necessarily think there needs to be another line item, just as long as when you talk to people, they understand if if they have a question about vehicle repair, I mean, you can
Right.
give them the answer of,
Right, that's
this
why,
is the instructions.
that's
I
why we
don't
increased it like we did.
think we do that in highway, do we? No, how about police then?
In the
Police
6,180,
still don't
in the 6,187 expense year to date,
know?
how much of that is the inspection?
None. I just handed in all the bills this week
Okay.
for the inspections.
10,000 seems very reasonable.
The other answer to that, Shirley, about the highway.
Yes, yes.
Going down through the radio communications, we didn't get the grant we applied for. So we're gonna have to keep that where it is, and buy, 5 or 6 radios every year. Till we get them replaced, cause they're still, now they're 22 years old.
Have you been doing that yearly,
No,
replacing
then
some?
we only had, like $1,000 budget there for that in the past years. I increased that last year, like, letting you know, we had to start replacing these radios. We've got 4 on order right now for this year. And since we didn't get that grant, we've got to keep going and replacing them. Because we've got 20-something radios that are 22 years old.
How much per unit?
They're running about $1,000 a radio. That's why. I've got a lot of stuff out on order that we're just waiting months and months for.
That should all be covered if we have to.
Yes. And that was one of my questions when we were done was, do I need one letter to you to encumber a set dollar amount, or do I need each line written up to encumber the money from?
I thought, my only experiences with rec, and rec had to do each line.
Okay, that's fine, as long as I know, so I can have it done properly.
Well, it's not so much each line, you need a separate PO. Right.
Okay.
You just have to break it down.
Mm-hmm. Uniform general expenses is all level funded, we're making it with what we've got.
The CBA is up to.
Because what we've been doing is, capital purchases, we put two kits in on the SCBA line. That got increased, we already have a quote for next year, hopefully they'll honor it. But also, just the maintenance of the machine, our compressor and stuff for air, everything's gone up and we're over,
So we're looking at an increase of your budget as it stands presented today at a $24,580 increase or such.
All right, let's move to capital outlay.
don't you see if you have anything in capital outlay?
I've got, it was in the packet I gave you for the letter. What I'm looking to do this year, last year I asked for 16,000 for 2 packs, SCBA pack. When I say a pack, it's a kit. You get a mask, you get the bottle, you get the pack, you get a speaker for the mask, everything on there. That's how we've been buying them. It's called a set, whatever. This year the quote came in over $18,000 for 2 of them. So I'm looking to increase that 16 from 16 to 19,000 this year. Also, this year, we had a 30% increase from last year on our turnout gear. And I had 15,000 encumbered. I would like to increase that to 16,500.
Wait, so you encumbered 15,000?
Not encumbered, I'm sorry, Shelley. We, under capital purchases, we had 15,000 for turnout gear,
Okay,
okay? But they hit us with a 30% increase, and we couldn't even buy what we normally buy. Normally we've been buying 5 sets a year. So we cut it back, and I'm hoping to increase that to 16,500.
on top of the 15 that you.
Not on top of it, no. Instead of the 15 that we asked for this year's budget, increase it to 16,500 for next year's budget.
And what does that get? How many sets?
That 5 sets, a coat and a pair of pants is $3,300 this year. That doesn't include a, $300 plus helmet and almost between $300 and $400 pair of boots that go with it.
So, can we get a breakdown of that? Maybe
Yeah.
Bill would like to see that as well, like a breakdown of what you're getting for the turnout gear?
Sure.
And then price each item out?
So coat, pants, helmet, boots, 4,000.
Yeah.
4 sets, plus
Yeah.
$500. Okay.
So you want that to be how much?
16,500.
So 15,000 is encumbered and
No, it's not
No.
encumbered, Nancy.
Okay.
That's what we
It's what he
had.
It's what he had budgeted last year for capital outlay.
okay.
So of that, as of right now, we've only spent 13,200.
And I still have
But the
stuff on
price,
order.
right, and the prices have gone up. So next year, if you would like to put 16,500 in capital outlay, buy another 5, 4. All right. Any questions for Mark?
Looks good.
Round one. Yes.
Okay.
No, this is round one,
All right.
so.
But I'm surprised, nobody got the letter that I submitted with that?
No.
Okay. I'll make sure you all get copies.
And if you have that, if you get that fire and medical breakdown,
Yeah.
and you just leave it at the office,
Okay.
just shoot me an email and let me know it's there, or have
Yeah.
somebody shoot me an email and let me know it's there, and I can come pick it up.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have the letter if anybody wants to look at it. I made a copy for myself
Okay.
from what Kelly gave me, but I didn't pass it on to them because,
It was in the whole packet for the,
yeah, I just took it out of what she had when I was doing stuff so that I have it. And I didn't know it hadn't gone on to the board.
All right. We'll circle back to that. Do you need a non-public tonight, or?
I think I'm good.
Okay. All right, we're good then.
They're good?
Yep.
No problem. See you next week.
Sure will.
Regional associations.
Diane, everything that's in this little packet is up to date as far as what, before it's submitted?
For what I have,
As
yes.
of you, what you have today?
Except for those two capital outlay lines for fire department, because I missed them. Those last two he just talked about, the turnout here and
What's
the,
that?
I'll update those.
Oh.
I totally missed them, they got stuck in with some other stuff he had handed me.
Is there anybody that you haven't received, like,
Not really, like trustees
Something.
of trust funds, like little groups like that, they're still kind of adjusting, but for the most part, I've gotten all the big departments.
Oh, NHMA.
oh, that was level funded?
Well, that's level funded.
Regional association.
These are regional associations.
I know they wanted to ask for additional funds.
So I hadn't put anything in because I don't have a request yet, so,
I know.
okay.
Well, we had a decrease with the Upper Valley. By the looks of it. Yeah. So who's the chair of that committee? Ms. Houghton?
Upper Valley?
No, the Old Home Day, which you're talking about.
I don't know, they were talking at the meeting about we could use some additional funds for 2025.
For,
They didn't say how much, that's what they wanted.
what, you don't, who's the chairperson of that?
I think it's Linda Fuller. Someone asked. But it came up at the last meeting we had.
I just gotta contact that person, or have you contact that person so we can get that number before we have to talk to finance.
And maybe Dick can tell us too.
I don't remember what the RA website support is for. You know?
The RA, where are we?
Sorry, the
Sorry,
advertising and regional planning websites.
I do not.
Might just be an allocated thing.
Could we have the website coordinator be, oh, it's 0 anyway.
So, get all your notes, Mrs. Allen?
Yep, I'm good. You guys have anything else you want me to fix, adjust, update for you before?
Yeah, let's find out if you can just leave that one line in for the ambulance.
That's it?
And maybe we can, I don't know if it needs ambulance intercept, Dylan's really, or whatever, medical, nobody understands that. I mean, we do, because we know what it is, but the average person was to look at it, they would have no idea, so.
I mean, the name can be changed.
We could
so-
change it to Golden Cross,
Slash intercept.
no, it could be, contracts, Golden Cross contracts. That way, when people look at it, they know
What it is.
where the money's going. And I'm gonna ask you a question.
now you can put more columns in,
Mm-hmm.
but if that column, if we can put a column in there that says, that have a plus minus, or an increase, decrease, and it shows us exactly what it is. That way we're a little bit quicker to ask the questions of why it's increasing or what made it decrease.
By amount or percentage?
I would like, I personally, 1/5 would like the dollar amount.
I think they used to do that.
I would like that.
That way we're not sitting here on our calculators trying to figure it out.
But at the same time, if you can't do it this year, that's fine, it gives you something to aspire to.
Printing it out in Excel would be awesome. Jessica said she left, that she could do it.
It can be done.
I know, now.
So you're good.
Yep, I just gotta finish writing this down.
No, that's fine, I was just wondering.
Tackle it. And that it is quickly.
So we'll take a quick 5-minute recess before we push on to these other things. Yes, Jeff?
So the regional associations do that. I understand.
Everything was level funded, I thought.
Yeah, it was all level funded.
So,
No, we're not in health agencies. It was under regional planning and advertising.
Good, okay.
Yeah, health agencies, we're not there yet. All right, 5 minutes.
What's your name, sir? What's your name? Sir, what's your name? You don't want to give me your name? Why were you late for the meeting?
What's your name?
Why were you late for the
What's
meeting?
your name?
It's none of your business.
What's your name?
It's none of your business.
None of your business.
It is my business. You
None of
work
your
for the
business.
you work for the Charlestown,
None of your
right?
business.
Really?
There you
None of your
You
business.
guys have not learned anything yet, have you? Oh man, you just keep begging for me to come back, don't you? You know why you keep coming back? No name? Because of attitudes like you. You understand that? Remember who you work for, dude. What's your name? Board meeting?
Any of your questions?
No?
No? What's your name?
Who do you work for?
What's your name?
Yeah, I wish I had my right hand name
What's your
tag,
name?
man. For ignorance, dude.
What's your name?
You know who I am. If you don't, you better learn.
What's your name?
Quick.
What's your name?
Quick.
What's your name? Why are you being so disrespectful?
I'm being
You know,
disrespectful.
I
You're the
like
one who was disrespectful.
First
You came in.
Amendments people.
You came into the
You got
building. You
every
came
right
into
to
the
do what you're
board
doing, but
meeting
you
20
are
minutes late, and I'm
totally
questioning you on it.
Yeah,
And I'm
it's
asking
none
you
of your
why.
business.
It is 100% my business.
business.
You were 20 minutes late.
None
What
of
were
your
you
business.
doing?
You actually have no right to speak in those meetings or ask
I
questions.
don't,
or
huh?
anything.
I didn't in the beginning, didn't I?
No, I mean, they got.
No,
public
we have a
comment
5-minute
if we
break, don't
ask
I?
for it. Yeah.
All right. So here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Now I'm confronting
your
you.
name?
Why were you late?
What's your name?
Why were you late?
What's your name?
It's Preston H now. Why were you
your
late? Why were you
What's
late?
your name?
Were you at the bar
What's
with
your name?
Chief Connors, maybe?
What's your name?
Were you at the bar? Were you drinking?
Were you at the bar? Were you drinking?
Do you have anything on you? Illegal?
Were you drinking?
Huh?
Why would
Where's
you
your
think
vehicle
that?
so I could take a look
What's
at
your
it?
name?
Where's your vehicle?
What's your name?
I'll get your VIN number and your
What's
plate.
What's your name?
What's my name? What do you care?
What's your name?
You know my name.
What's
You
your
know who
name?
I am.
What's your name?
You know who I am. Is that all you could say? Are you on drugs?
Why do you care?
Are you on
What's your
something?
name?
Did you forget your
What's your
medication? You're ignorant, huh?
What's your
Piece of
last-
shit?
what's
Yeah,
your
you
name?
are.
You're disrespectful. That's
I
your
am?
problem.
You're a piece of
You've
shit.
got every. There you go.
Yeah.
You've got every right to do what you're doing, but
Yeah,
you're
here's
calling
Jeff, your
people
backup. Maybe he'll assault me this
pieces
time.
of shit.
Maybe he'll assault
What
me
is
this
the
time.
matter with you? You're not even a
Why were
decent
you
human
late?
being. None of
You
your
can't even
business.
answer. It is definitely
What's
my
your name?
business. Why were you late for the meeting?
What's your name?
20 minutes late, huh?
What's your name?
Oh, man. People are loving this.
Good.
It's exactly why I come to these meetings. Exactly why I do what I do.
Disrespectful to
For
harass
pieces of
people.
shit like you both.
Notice I'm not calling you.
I don't care. You can
Names?
call me whatever you want.
I mean, I've got respect for people. Even
I don't
when they
care.
act
I have
like you act.
absolutely no respect for you. Absolutely none. The reason why is because you won't answer a simple goddamn question about why you were late for this meeting.
Perhaps because
I'm
you're
holding you
so
accountable, and I'm asking you. No, I asked you very politely in there. I asked you first of all. I asked you what your name was, okay? And the second thing I asked you after you were disrespecting me by not giving me your name, which is all public record, by the way, all right, is I asked you why you were late, and you can't even be transparent about it. So therefore, I'm going to assume that you were doing something or looking into something nefarious, or you were doing something bad. I don't know.
Where your
Who
mind
knows?
would go.
It will. With public officials, it definitely goes right there. Yeah, because you guys, all you do is talk about money in there. It's all you do, and it's the taxpayers' money, the same people that pay you. That's where you. That's where you're wrong. Oh, you think you're going to pay into your own little piggy bank? Is that how it works? The lady in there being disrespectful to me, asking me if I live in this town, if I pay taxes in this town.
What's your name?
What does that matter?
What's your name? Who are you?
That's all you can say? Is that all you have? That's all you have, huh?
Are you even a U.S. citizen?
Do I have to answer that
Are you a
question?
U.S. citizen?
How do I answer questions?
Why do I need to answer? any
Because you work
questions
for
to
me
you?
and I don't work for you.
No,
That's
you could be
why.
a foreign citizen. What's your name?
I'm not a foreign citizen.
Yeah, bullshit. What's your name? Prove it to
Bullshit,
me.
huh?
What's your ID?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, take it out of my pocket. I dare you.
I'm not touching your pocket.
You better not. You want to give me a name? No? Oh.
It's public record. Look it up. Stop being lazy. Stop harassing.
Stop
people.
being lazy, huh?
Yep.
Stop being lazy.
being
I'm
lazy.
far from being lazy.
Well, you're
What I
working,
see
that's
lazy is there. You gave shit to the fire department rather than the fucking police department. But you're ready to give them ammo and vests and vehicles and all that shit. But the poor fire department, who actually saves lives instead of taking them, right? And then on top of that, violates people's rights. And you want to give more money to the police department than the fire department? Is that what we're doing here in this town? And then there's extra money who you want to what? Just give away to what department? Why don't you give it back to the taxpayers? How many government grants did you get last year? It's all right. You know why? Because the taxes in this town are going to go skyrocketing next year. And guess what's going to happen? They're all going to be pointing at Town Hall and Chief Connors, who I'm going to take his badge, man. I'm taking that badge from him. I promise you. I promise you. You still don't want to give me a name? No? You know this could have all been avoided, right? If you just gave me a goddamn name. That's how easy this could have been. But you guys like to dig yourselves bigger and bigger holes every time I come into this town. All I'm asking for is transparency and accountability. And you can't even prove that. You can't. You prove it with ignorance, is what you do.
Are you a U.S. citizen? What's your name?
I am a
See your
U.S.
ID?
citizen. No, you cannot see me. Can I
And
see
I
your
don't
ID?
know you're a US
I'll trade
citizen.
IDs. I'll give you mine if you give me yours.
I'm a citizen.
Whatever.
How about that deal? I'll give you my ID if you give me yours.
Setting the exam, right?
I'm a citizen. Actually, Jeff did ID help
I
because
don't
my
even live in
family,
this state.
my
Even
family,
I know
I'm
that.
a poor.
There you go. Do you have to come to the select board meeting if you're not a taxpayer in this
I
town?
think so.
No, you don't, right? Then why was I asked by them in there if I was a taxpayer? Ignorance. That's why. It's pure ignorance. They forget who they work for. They forget that the food that gets put on their table is from the taxpayers. Federal grants, city grants, town grants, all of it. I bought gas in this town. Guess where that came from? Taxes.
Why do you think that we're the enemy?
I know. They're the enemy.
I don't think that you're the enemy. You
No, why do
personally
you
No, you do.
think we are the enemy?
seem very respectable.
I asked him
What
two
was
things.
it, the one thing he said that was disrespectful?
I asked him his name and why he was late.
What about his
He
history?
gets very confrontational, swears.
But he's telling the
When?
truth.
When?
You're
When?
past.
I asked you your name. You said no. You're not giving me your name. Then I asked you why you were late.
Legally.
And then
telling
you
the
wonder
truth.
why? And then you wonder why I act the way I do?
And they're very respectful, and they have every right to do what he
So
does.
asking you your
following
name
this guy
is
for
not
2
is
years.
disrespectful.
It's completely okay. You can ask people.
Then why wouldn't you give me your name?
William Resident.
What are you hiding from?
I'm not hiding from
Then
anything.
why don't you just be transparent and give me your name then?
You said that I should know your name. You should know mine too.
I should know your name. I will know your name. I
correct.
guarantee you
I
that.
think you probably already know the name.
No, I
Can I
don't.
ask you your name? I don't know you.
It's William Rashansky.
William.
So you give it to him. Is he being disrespectful to you?
No, he seemed a lot more respectful.
He was. I asked you the first thing I asked you, and then what was your name? And that you're coming off as disrespectful.
Thank you.
All you can do is walk away, dude. It's called the walk of shame, bro. guys are pathetic, dude.
What's your screen?
Unbelievable. Hey, are you going to the town meeting?
Yeah.
Because I'm not done with them yet. I'm not done with them yet. I appreciate you coming because we're the only ones here.
All right,
It's
okay.
sad. It's sad, man. This whole town is just letting them run amok, dude.
I know, they're letting those people decide what's gonna go.
Exactly, and nobody speaks up. Nobody says anything. And like, you know, and I'm talking to everybody. Anybody that goes to their town halls and goes to these select board meetings are the only way these things are gonna change.
Move to Charlestown.
I'm not moving to Charlestown.
Fuck that.
I would never move to Charlestown. If I moved to Charlestown, that's the day I own Charlestown.
Well,
Unbelievable, guys. Disrespectful. This guy's got nothing coming. Why was he late for this meeting?
Don't know.
Well, can you ask him, please? On behalf of the people, because he won't answer? I asked him why he was 20 minutes late. First thing I asked him was what his name was, and he ignored me. And then he told me I was disrespectful. Then I asked him why he was late. It's all transparency. What are you even doing over there if you can't even answer a simple question like what your name is? And we're supposed to trust you?
You don't answer questions.
I don't have to answer questions. You work for me. And another thing, lady, let me just tell you something, all right? I don't have to be a taxpayer to come into this town. I don't have to be a taxpayer to come to this meeting, all right? Or ask questions. I don't have to. I live in the US, okay? It's a free country. Something you need to learn. And the ignorance on both of you is disrespectful to me and the people. I'm representing everybody that's not here today. Do you understand that? All right? Maybe I should just do a protest and have everybody come in this town. And then they could speak their mind. Maybe it'll get through to you. Maybe that case last week I just won didn't get through to your heads yet, but it will. And it's going to teach you very valuable lessons on who you work for. And you're going to understand that one way or another. That's all I have to say to you guys. Learn who you work for and be respectful. And when we ask you questions, be transparent. And hold yourself accountable. I asked you why you were late, and you still can't answer me. Why were you late?
I will not answer that question.
You will not answer that question.
None of your business.
It is definitely my business. You're supposed to be here at 5 o'clock like everybody else. You think you're special or something? Who do you think you are? What is it? William? How do you spell that? It's okay. I'll be pulling records on you. You guys are just making a bigger show for yourselves.
All right, go back into session. Next on the agenda is the adoption of RSA 35:105. Liability for damages limited. You said that correct?
Indemnification, yeah, insurance.
I'm sorry, can we change that? You said, you didn't give right number anyway, it's RSA 31:105.
And you guys might,
No, you said something else,
I don't know,
but you were close.
all right,
I just wanted.
RSA 31:105. You had a paper in front of you there, RSA. So there's been search done back to 73 when the RSA came out, it was never adopted by the town. What?
I move that we accept RSA 31:105.
I'll second.
Motion is second on the table, will there be any discussion?
So do we think we already did pass this one?
No, I went in today because Kelly had searched back to 2012. I went in and saw Liz was searched all the way back to 1973. And I believe that's, she said that's when this RSA came out. And nothing in any town reports said that it had been adopted.
Seems odd that we wouldn't have done that with the issues we had up on that road. I can't think of the road, there's no road I'm talking about.
One of the shortcomings we kind of have.
Clean up.
Sorry, sure.
So got a motion and a second on the table. Any final notes? All in favor? Nancy?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Shelley? And Jeremy, yes. Before we move on to minutes of previous meeting, there is a planning board notice here for a public hearing for Tuesday, October 18th at 7 p.m. Which would be Dan, Joanna Pelkey, and Tom Cobb requesting plan for review for an indoor RC car track. So that'll be held by the planning board. So that's, you sure get that minutes, Jordan?
Was able to.
The date was Tuesday, October 18th, 7 p.m. Planning board.
Community room?
Community room, correct. So we'll move on to minutes of previous meetings.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of previous meetings for October 5th and September 28th.
There's one that says. I had to change up.
I'll withdraw my motion so that I can make a change.
I think it was non-public one, of October 5. I voted twice and Shelley didn't vote at all.
Oh, yes, I
No
did.
exceptions for Raven and Sassoon.
All right, so can you make the motion with the amendment?
I move to accept the October 5 regular meeting and October 5 October 5 non-public legal, October 5 non-public hiring, October 5 non-public reputation, and September 28 amended regular meeting, and September 28 non-public reputation.
So the first October 5th non-public reputation with the amendment of,
And Shelley voted. I've been here twice, it's voted twice.
so change. Show.
Change my second vote to Shelley.
Second? Anyone?
Are we sure that the September 28th ones were amended? I didn't get the amendment, all the amendments last week, so I'm assuming they were changed. It looked like they were changed, but I'll second it so we can discuss.
Okay, will there be any discussion?
Yeah. Are we sure they were amended?
The September 28th amended ones did.
They got amended?
Yeah.
Alright.
And I didn't catch what she.
Hers on that non-public was that she voted twice.
Right, and it was supposed to be you and not her.
Right, so one of hers has to be removed and I have to be placed in there.
Okay. Any further comments? Okay, all in favor? Nancy?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Jeff? Jeremy, yes.
I make a motion to accept the consent agenda as written.
That would be Jeremy Wood.
I second.
Got a motion and a second. Accept the consent agenda as written. Will there be any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Shelley? Yes. Nancy?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Jeremy, yes. All right. So will have, I got one non-public. That we had for heating.
I think this was legal.
Yeah.
Legal,
Make a motion to go in non-public for legal.
Second.
Will there be any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Nancy?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
Jeremy, yes. Have a good day.
All set?
Yep.
Thank you. I hope you discipline him about coming in late and her knowing her place. I don't have to be a taxpayer in this town, remember that. Yeah, smile all you want. See you later, Jeremy. I'll talk to you soon.
Have a good day.
You too.
See you later. Bye, Jeremy.
It turned into a non-public session, so by law, we do have to leave. You can only imagine the discussion they're gonna have at that point. So yeah, this is the building that we're in. And incredible lack of disrespect from William in there. And I do have a subscriber over here. I don't know if you want to.
I don't care.
Well, you got to be on that side.
I'm gonna be on this side.
So that's what's your
I'm
name?
Rob.
Rob. That's
Yeah.
Rob. He came all the way out here and helped supported me. Not from this town. Doesn't have to be from this town.
No, not even from the state.
Not even from the state.
No.
And he's here, so to help support and show, his redress to his government, and
They need to be held accountable.
they definitely do, man. It's disrespectful how they both treated me in there.
Yeah.
I literally all I asked him was his name, very politely.
This is what the American people need to do. This is what we pay
Yeah.
taxes for.
Yeah, well, they're gonna do whatever they want, like you said earlier. They're gonna do whatever they want with all your money, if you don't speak up or speak out or file complaints.
And you gotta call out the corruption that goes on.
Yeah, you
If
can't.
It goes on in your town.
Yeah, well, not even. I don't live in this town.
I don't either.
I know a lot that goes in this town. But I'll tell you, you don't have to be from the town that you live in.
No, but the crimes need to be called out because, the taxpayers, they pay for all this crap that
Yeah,
goes on.
and they cry about, oh, the
You know?
taxes are going up, and, this is going up, and that's going up, and,
The cost of all the pensions that are all going
yep.
up. It's
And meanwhile, they're making 100,000 plus a year, and they don't even want to answer their name,
no,
so. I think
sad.
that's going to be it over here, guys. Pretty interesting meeting. I have yet to be in a select board meeting in this town. You got to remember, I was trespassed from all public buildings last year until my trial date was over for Charlestown, New Hampshire. Go check out my video from earlier today. I met up with Chief Connors. I did a live stream over there for a little bit. It does get a little spicy at the end with me and Connors having our interaction a year later. And I think that's going to be it over here today in Charleston, New Hampshire. I appreciate all your time. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Appreciate all your super chats, all your donations. And I'm going to be having a video in the next few days of Charlestown, New Hampshire, and Lieutenant Graham. I pulled all my records. I waited over a month and a half for him. And I also went over to the infamous town hall over there where Jeff Lessels assaulted me. That case actually got dismissed on his behalf. Unfortunate. But yeah, that's going to be it over here today. I appreciate your support. Till the next one, guys. Preston H now. Over and out.